Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Wallace. I'm the co-founder and CEO of ONow. At ONow, we're building technology that helps micro to small enterprises access markets. Today, I'm talking about in service of stronger markets. We're unlocking rare financial flow data from micro and small enterprises. Let's talk about how. So, according to the IFC, the SME funding gap globally is around $5.2 trillion annually. This is probably understated. There are more than 160 million SMEs just in the global south. But to access new funding, we tell SMEs that they must adopt ledger-based accounting. For a micro or a small enterprise, this is an incredibly daunting challenge. All of the tools out there today are built around this idea of ledger-based accounting. But unfortunately, it requires some really difficult changes in behavior and workflows, and it requires a level of precision that few micro and small entrepreneurs can actually achieve. Unfortunately, the return to the pain of adopting these accounting tools is far too off in the future, and it's not even guaranteed. We require 3 to 6 months of records. These records are built in tools that are very intolerant of mistakes. We might ask entrepreneurs to tell us about their finances through surveys that entrepreneurs perceive as insecure and as they add very little value to the actual work of the business. And unfortunately, the funding is unlikely. Adoption of these tools does not equal investment. The odds are very low, and so these tools are rarely adopted. Ledger-based systems are unfortunately all or nothing. But SMEs need a system that is flexible to where they are today and the way they think about money in their business. It needs to meet them where they are and progressively improve over time, help them move on a journey toward full, robust accounting practices. And it needs to be valuable on its own. It doesn't work for them to require accounting for something that's far off in the future to secure investment. Instead, it needs to add value to the business today and help them run better. So let's talk about a tool we've built. This is a live data prototype. Currently, we're calling it the AI Finance Tracker. It consists of a dashboard that lets the entrepreneur see the financial state of their business. It is a ledger of transactions that the entrepreneur has entered. And most importantly, it's entered in a way that's very flexible to the way the entrepreneur thinks, in a way that keys in on the balance of money in the business. So let's just start it by saying hi. Let's update it to say my new cash balance is $155,000. This is a $10,000 difference, okay? So let's start to say where this came from. I'm going to throw some curveballs or some surprises at it. It needs to be able to handle it. I'm going to say I sold 13,000 of paper and cardboard supplies. And then I'm going to say that I paid $2,000 to the vendor for my goods. Now that doesn't add up to 10,000 difference, right? And that's okay. We're going to leave it at that, and we're going to see what the system can do. So let's first off go look at the ledger. Look here, we have the $13,000 line for the sale of paper and cardboard supplies. We have the $2,000 payment to the vendor, and there is an other category here. Now, that's a mistake, and I will emphasize it's a live data prototype. But it did try to fill in this other category, and sometimes it gets it right now, sometimes it doesn't. We need to do more work. But let's go ahead and look at the dashboard. The current balance has been updated. We see new income totals and expense totals for the month. I think the most important thing here, we can look backwards into previous months and see where the money went, where the income came from, the transaction lists that are most prominent. And then I think the most attractive thing here is that there's a balance insight. This is what I mean by adding value to the business today. They need to understand what it matters that their balance is moving this way, that their income flows are moving this way. They need to be able to view this, and right now we don't have that work and it's coming. But I want you to see that these accounting practices need to matter for the business today. They need to be able to come in and actually chat with their coach. Let me know about my current income sources. And it needs to be able to talk to them about what they're seeing in their business. Technology services, consulting, sales of coffee, cleaning supplies, paper and cardboard supplies. Quite a business we're running. So what we're saying here is that these systems need to impact the bottom line. of the business today, not some promise into the future. This data becomes outcome data for our programs. If you support business owners, we don't care so much about outputs of your program. We care about the outcomes of your program. And this data has been very difficult to access. But if we help it be effective and useful for the business owner today, they're more willing to share it. That's what we've seen in practice so far in our limited pilots. And this data provides data for matching, for networks, for connecting business owners, yes, to finances, but also to market opportunities, to other business owners, to help markets run more efficiently. So if you're interested in participating in this early stage pilot, we're building this tool, we're trying to improve the bugs and get them out of there and deploy it more effectively in multiple markets in service of stronger markets, please reach out to us. You can access our information at onow.ai, or you can email me at matt@onow.com. We'd be glad to talk about how to deploy this tool soon. Thanks a lot.